Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me because I can't hear anything and I don't know why I can't hear anything. I wonder if I turned something down really low. Let me check a couple of doodads here. I'm going to press a button. And we're going to see if that flipping works because what did I do? It works. It was all me. It was all me. Good morning. Good morning, nerds all over the world. I hope you had your coffee and you're ready to go. It is your morning recap in the world of nerd, and we are live on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. We are everywhere. And I know I've got my coffee. I hope you guys do. Guys, I had a run in with the worst nail glue imaginable. So you can see it's on my fingers, like the worst nail glue imaginable this morning while I was trying to make breakfast, get ready for the stream, and wake up in general. So but I'm making it work. I'm making it work, guys. So let's say hello to a few people. TikTok, you're going to have a different experience than everywhere else because I don't think I have quite enough followers for them to give me a stream key. I can go live, but once I hit 1,000, I think they'll give me my stream key. I woke up this morning and gained like 100 new followers. So hi guys, welcome. Over on TikTok, we have Holodeck 4. Hey lady. And we have Sparks and Janet. Hello, hello. I'm going to do my best to keep up with both because I got TikTok on my phone and I got everywhere else on the camera. Hello, Dreaming Tabitha, my sweet friend. How are you this glorious, glorious, frigid morning? I am living in the middle of an ice storm. Hello, DJ, my birthday twin, my Red 5 brother. And you've had 3 cups of coffee. My God, I can't do that. I have a caffeine sensitivity. It's so bad. I have the worst caffeine sensitivity. As everyone noticed yesterday, I was absolutely bouncing off the walls. But I'm Danny. Hi, I'm Danny, and this is Comics, and this is your morning recap of the world of nerdy news for the last 24 hours. That's right. It's your daily dose of dork with Danny. I like that. It's like all D's. Hello. I'll be here all week. Literally. I'm here Monday through Friday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And we just, super cash, keep it super cash, just talk about whatever nerdy news has come out in the last day or so. Hello, Kev and Quinn and Mystic and Sarah and Jay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 3 cups deep. Man, DJ, I cannot get over that you are 3 cups deep into that coffee. That's just scary to me. Let's see. I don't know what those things mean. Look, guys, I don't understand TikTok live yet. Get I don't understand it yet. So you will have to give me un momento, por favor, to get used to that. Okay, so first and foremost, let's tackle some of the little bitty stuff before we get into the juicy, nerdy, meaty goodness for the nerdy newses and stuff. You sent me a gift, Dreaming Tabitha. Thank you so much. And Holodeck 4, thank you. I've never gotten gifts on TikTok before. This is awesome. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I don't know how those work, but I'm super excited about it. So, before we go any further, big favor, guys, please, if you want to help support the channel and the TikTok, do me a big favor. Make sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Okay. Hit the subscribe button or the follow button if you're new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy, nerdy goodness. Because I don't just do lives, I do breakdowns and psych studies and stuff on all your favorite nerdy characters. And sometimes I do it while I'm doing my makeup at the same time because not only am I this look at me, I'm just such a fashionista, and nerd, but I'm a makeup artist. I'm a special effects and makeup artist. So I like to do a little bit of that sometimes when I'm doing my breakdowns in my videos. So if you like that stuff, this is definitely the place for you. All right. Also, if you want to support the channel in other ways, like financially, you go over to my website, which is comicsand.squarespace.com. You will find so many different ways to do so. You can go to my Etsy store, comicsandcosmetics.etsy. You can go to my Cash App. You can go to my Cash App. It's $ DanielleSoncasie. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/comics and MUA. On YouTube, you a QR code right there. You can scan that and you can tip me as little or as much as you like. But mostly the website has every single link you're looking for. All the merch stores, all the tipping options, and we're also live on the website too. I totally forgot about that. So comicsand.squarespace.com gets you everything you need to know, all the social platforms, literally everything. Okay, so it's time to get into it. It's time to get into it. Now, I have said a lot of things about the CW. I'm not a fan. Okay. Not a fan of the CW stuff. There is one show that I liked on the CW, and that was Superman and Lois. And the star of that show, Lois, her name is actually Bitsy Tulloch. She also was on the show called Grimm on NBC that I caught some of. I wasn't like a massive fan. But if you are a big fan of Grimm, boy, do we have some good news for you. Bitsy Tulloch just posted yesterday that Grimm is getting a spin-off. Now, I checked out the article. I'm going to slide you TikTokers over here. Hi, guys. There was an article on Deadline saying how I'm going to spotlight this article on Deadline saying that the cult favorite supernatural drama is eyeing a comeback as a movie. So it's not a full-blown TV show spinoff as of now. Usually that's how a lot of these spinoffs happen. You get a pilot movie sometimes. I mean, this is something that used to happen a lot in the 90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. They would do like this big TV movie or what have you. And if it did well, then that would operate as the pilot and it would get greenlit for a full series. So in this case, we're getting a movie. It's going to be on Peacock. And it's it's helmed. That's a better way to say it. Words are hard, kids. It's helmed by, I got something in my teeth. Sorry about that. So not ladylike, but it was driving me crazy. I had breakfast, okay? I had breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. Everyone should have breakfast. Okay, so it's helmed by the Drop Dead Diva creator Josh Berman, and he's writing a new take on the series. So that's kind of a scary phrase, isn't it? Like, especially these days when we hear things like, it's a fresh new take. It's rarely what we're looking for. If we want to see another show about based on a show that we already love, I mean, we kind of want it to be like that show. That's why we loved it. That's why we enjoyed it. So, little bit of a concerning phrase, but hey, it could be great. It could be absolutely great. The article goes on to say the exact premise of the Grimm movie is being kept under wraps. It is believed to have ties to the series for diehard fans, but could also be easily accessed by new viewers not familiar with the original mythology, as it introduces new mythology and characters. In success, the follow-up could launch a new franchise, which is what I said before about, TV movies doing that. So, what do you guys think? Do we have any Grimm fans in the chat anywhere? Penny. So sorry, Penny. So sorry, Penny. But Penny says Grimm was a favorite of hers. So, what do you think of this possible spinoff, Penny? What do you think about this kind of new take, introducing new mythology, new characters? I want to hear what you think about that. And Danny just got out of Woman on Missions. Ooh, tell me all about it. Tell me all about it. And DJ, also, yes, congratulations on your new grandbaby. How exciting. Babies are so cute. Oh, we love baby pictures. I love that you send me baby pictures, so please send me more. But if no one has anything to say about Grimm, we can move on. So slide TikTok just a little bit over again. And there's my face. Okay. So also The Last of Us, pardon me, The Last of Us is now been given a release date, Last of Us season 2, and that is April. April season 2 will be here. Tabitha, as for Grimm, check it out. I think you might like it. It's a lot of German mythology. A lot of German fairy tales. I mean, you guys basically invented that stuff. So I definitely would check it out. But season 2, highly anticipated. Season 1 did amazing. I was a big fan. I actually got to interview Jeffrey Pierce, who played Perry on season 1, and he's actually also the voice of Tommy in the video games. I got to interview him. I think it was year before last. It was when the show was still in the air. So if you're interested in that, check it out on the YouTube channel. Super nice guy, very down to earth. Honestly, I've talked to several actors, and he's one of my top 2 favorite actors to talk to. He just is. He's just a normal, grounded, super nice guy. So there you have it. But obviously he's not going to be in The Last of Us season 2 because he did. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch season 1. But we have a trailer. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sorry, TikTok. I won't be able to show you guys because, I mean, I could turn the camera around. You can watch it on the screen. But let's check out the teaser trailer for season 2 of Last of Us. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet, so this will be good. All right, and away. Turn this way down because I don't want to get dimmed. All right, here we go. I'll turn it around. Oh, doesn't matter. Can you see that, guys? You have a code like me. I'm gonna lose my camera, I feel. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Nice. Oh, I love the zombies. There we go. Tommy's back. Oh. Exciting. April. Ooh. The Last of Us. All right. On Max. I tell you what, Max has been absolutely killing it right now. I did have to cancel my Max subscription because I am poor. Then just being real, they did offer me, like it says here, plans start at $9.99 a month, but if you kind of push, they'll drop it down to $5 for a while with ads. So what do we think? What do we think about that? Hey, Andrew, Haley, what is up? And yes, Tabitha, Germans are amazing. They are. I gotta say, some of my favorite words in any human language are German. You guys got words for every single human emotion, and that makes me so happy. And I have a bad habit of sending Tabitha screenshots of new German words and phrases I've learned. So, and she's like, "Oh, that is just first. It's just sausage." I know. All right. Can't wait for season 2. Andrew says, I'm inclined to agree. I am pretty excited for season 2. I mean, and let's I'm trying to find my mouse here. It's not wanting to play ball with me. There we go. Season 1 was pretty good, and let's face it, Max HBO, still the king of series. This is the home of The Sopranos, The Wire, Oz, isn't it? I think it's home of Oz, Game of Thrones, and then they came out this year with The Penguin, okay, and Dune Prophecy. They are absolutely killing it. They have really quality streaming services. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing season 2. I do love Pedro Pascal. Okay. I am a middle-aged Midwestern mom. Okay. And we're pretty much his target demographic. Yes. Love you, Pedro Pascal. We have a friend of a friend. Don't think I haven't been working that angle like all the time. Like all the time? All the time. Okay, guys. So, next up in our nerdy news recap for the last 24 hours, what do I have here? What do I have? Oh, why, yes. I have some news. You know what? Let's just go straight to the heart of today's discussion. Let's just get right into it. I can pull up the right one here. That's not it. I think that's it. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, Will Smith posted something on Instagram yesterday that was kind of cryptic. Had a lot of people kind of wondering what he is trying to tell us. Now, for those of us who are old enough to remember, back in 1996, 1997, the Wachowskis offered Will Smith the lead role of Neo in The Matrix. They did. And he turned it down. He turned it down because he was really excited about this movie that was just going to be huge for him. It was going to be massive. And that movie was Wild Wild West. Hey, Matt Woods, welcome. Hayward, Cholo Hamilton, hello, everybody. Hey, Nick from Backyard TARDIS is here. He's our new Red 5 brother. What's up? Okay, so yeah, Will Smith turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix to play in Wild Wild West with Tommy Lee Jones. And for those of us who are old enough to remember, that was not a good call. That was not a good call for Will. The Matrix goes on to be this massive sci-fi franchise, and Wild Wild West just kind of like died right there. He did I think make more money off the catchy little ditty. I said ditty. He did make, I think, more money off the song he made for the soundtrack, Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West. Anyway, he made more money off that than he did the actual role, I believe. Could you imagine if he had done music for the Matrix soundtrack? A guy, Kino Reviews, one of my followers, found an AI site where you can type in what if Will Smith wrote a song for the Matrix, and it's actually pretty close. Like, it's got the bones. It's not fully polished and sounds like him and all that stuff, but it's got the bones of a Will Smith song. It really does. So I'll have to share that link on my socials so you guys can see, because it's pretty wild. But he posted something yesterday on his Instagram that is kind of leading people to believe that he has now accepted the role as the new Neo in a Matrix reboot. So let me find my window where we can show this here video. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to, oh, you get to see my whole messy studio. Good job, TikTok. You're welcome. You are welcome. Not this. Okay. Oopsie doodles. I don't know how I did that, but I did. I think my long fingernails, pressed the wrong thing because that's what I do. I press the wrong thing because I'm old. I'm old, okay? I'm sorry, but I am. Oh, for heaven's sake. Where did it go? Is this it? There it is. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's so loud. Okay. Let me pull it back up. All right. Here we go. This is what Will Smith shared on Instagram. It says in 1997, the Wachowskis offered Will Smith the role of Neo in The Matrix. Smith turned it down. He chose Wild Wild West, believing it was a better fit for him at the time. But the question remains, what would The Matrix have been like with Will Smith as Neo? Wake up, Will. And that is The Matrix has you. So that's the end of the video. That is the end of the video. I don't know if you guys got to see that, but I'm glad you got to see the disaster of a special effects artist's studio because it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. It's covered in plaster and silicone at all times. Hello, Lady Nimaway. Hello, Love Lauren, BG, Freeish Sense. Loki is back. What's up, Loki? And Loki Jarson says, if I get it to show, all right, 99% of it be AIGC nonsense where Will puts himself in the 1999 movie and more jokes. Possibly. That's possibly what it would be. That movie was never, so the spider was in WWW instead. Oh, Wild Wild West. Okay, got it. Okay. The funny part, this is the first part of the comment. DJ says the funny part was the producer for Wild Wild West was tabbed for a Superman movie with Nick Cage, and that movie was supposed to have a large mechanical spider. Yeah, Brainiac was supposed to be this large mechanical spider, and he didn't get to use it in that film because that film got canceled before they even really got to film anything. And Wild Wild West got made, so he got his giant mechanical spider anyway. But what do we think of this? He says it says very specifically, wake up, Will. The Matrix has you. What do we think? Because there are rumors going around that they're rebooting. The Wachowskis are rebooting, which if you've actually watched all the Matrix movies and the little animes that they did, it makes sense that they would reboot because they've already said that it reboots all the time, that this has happened so many times before. Now, Neo was supposed to have broken that cycle. He was supposed to have broken that cycle and freed everyone from the Matrix, but we don't know. Listen, Warner Brothers is still in the hole for the disaster of the fourth Matrix movie with Keanu Reeves. The fourth Matrix movie came out in 2021 and it was just awful. It was so bad. It was absolutely so bad. They lost I want to say $150 million on that film. Like they spent triple digits making the movie and they only got back 2 digits. I think they spent like almost $200 million on this film and they got back like 30 million. That's not good. That doesn't scream, hey, let's do this again. Let's do this again, guys. It was so fun. I feel like the last Matrix movie, they tried way too hard. They tried too hard with very little effort at all or quality, and that's what we got. Poor Keanu. He's such a nice guy, and he just really got boned on that one. We all did. We all did. We were so excited. Gen X especially was insanely excited for that movie, and we got a big nothing burger. Dreaming Tabitha says, I think if Will Smith did it, the movie would have had a very different vibe. Not a bad one, but a very different one. And I am inclined to agree. It would have a totally different vibe. Let's face it. A lot of love for Will Smith, okay? Gen X lady. A lot of love for Will Smith. However, Will Smith plays Will Smith in every role. Like Will Smith, if Earth was being invaded by aliens, Will Smith, if the the earth was not populated by humans for thousands of years, Will Smith if he was a cop. It's he plays himself. He plays himself in everything, but God bless him. it's that's just his shtick. That's his shtick. It is. So, what do you guys think? Are you down for a Matrix reboot with Will Smith in the lead role? DJ isn't. DJ on YouTube says, "Do not make any more Matrix movies. Don't do it." Huh. I agree. I think we just need to leave it alone. Listen, we don't have to keep kicking things to death. You know what I mean? Like seriously, just because something was good doesn't mean we have to keep reviving it. Sometimes things are good because they are finite, because they only happen once. It's kind of like the Beatles. You will never recreate Beatlemania. That will never happen. You had to be there to experience it. You had to be there to know exactly what it was. And I feel like stuff like The Matrix is the same thing. The Matrix came out at a time when the big concern was Y2K. Y2K is a big deal. The internet was really starting to expand and grow and be a part of our normal everyday lives. And that could be concerning for people. That could be a little scary. New technology is always scary. And sci-fi has talked about that's been the premise of sci-fi for the last 200 plus years. Sci-fi has always been there to help guide us through technological and societal advancement. And in the late 90s and early 2000s, the plot of the Matrix was something that was on our minds. It's not the same today. Today, technology is absolutely part of everything we do. Okay. And now we have the concerns of AI. Yes, we had those concerns in the late 90s and early 2000s. And yes, that was a big part of the Matrix. But today, it's different. It's not so much physical machines. It's more like the Skynet thing where it's disembodied. It's a disembodied thing. Like AI doesn't have a singular core that we can just pew pew eliminate and be done with it. It's out there, it's everywhere, and it's getting so good. It's getting so good that they can literally fake anything these days. If they do decide to take another thing from our youth and redo it, chop it up, and make it consumable for a modern audience, for young adults today, then that's what they really should focus on, is the fact that the cat's already out of the bag. You know, the toothpaste is out of the tube. You can't stuff it back in there. I think it should be more about how do we live with AI and protect ourselves from it. Yes, Drew Goddard is rumored to be writing and directing the new Matrix. Drew Goddard, Cloverfield, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Um, is it Bad Times at Hotel Royale? Is that the title of that movie? But he's done all of those. He's a wonderful writer. I'm a Drew Goddard fan. And he is very 90s, very early 2000s, thanks to his work on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, those Joss Whedon series, which I was a big fan. But yes, you're right. He is supposedly writing and directing, but do we need this reboot? I think is the most important thing. Do we need a new Matrix movie? Um, and Nick Backyard says that Pursuit of Happiness shows that Will Smith does have range. He does. He does have some. But will they let him use it? We don't know, because that's not usually the big draw to Will Smith. Will Smith is just the draw to Will Smith. Um, let's see. Hyperspace Heroes podcast says he would smack the heck out of the Matrix. Just make the Matrix Chris Rock. I guess is what we're saying here. Okay. But DJ has already said that, we need to stop making Matrix movies. But how would you feel about a reboot? A total reboot with Will Smith? DJ also says they already made a Will Smith Matrix movie. It was called Gemini Man. Is that the one where there were two of them, like he was cloned and he had to go after his younger self, or a clone that was younger than him? Loki says that was almost a cool movie. Okay, so while you are mulling over that, press the wrong thing, because that's what I do, because I'm old and I press the wrong thing all the time. At least that's what my daughter tells me. You're old. You don't know how to use stuff anymore. You're just old. Okay. So here we go. Here's the thing that I wanted to show you guys. Why is that not? Oh, here we go. Okay. So this guy by the name of Aaron Crouch, his on Twitter yesterday, he tweeted out, like if you look right here, it says Will Smith is not starring in the new Matrix movie. This Aaron Crouch is a film editor for The Hollywood Reporter, co-writer of Heat Vision blog newsletter. So he's an entertainment journalist. I mean, he's just more legit than I am. He works for a legitimate, a big publication. We'll say that. I am my own publication, but he's virtually no different than me. He's an entertainment journalist. Does he have a source that is telling him this? We don't know. He didn't cite any sources. All he said was Will Smith is not starring in the new Matrix movie. That could be very well possible. But it's weird, right? It's weird. Like, why would Will Smith put out this super, cryptic telling thing that says, wake up, Will? He talks about how he was offered the role in 1997. He was offered the role of Neo and he turned it down. And what would the Matrix be like with him now? Like, then says, wake up, Will. You're in the Matrix. Like, I don't understand why he would do that. Here we are, wake up, Will. I don't understand why he would do that if it's not true. Why would Will Smith do that? Is he maybe just producing it? Is he maybe the new Morpheus? Like, what is happening? But this Aaron Crouch guy is saying, no, he's not starring in it. Do we believe him? Time will tell. Time will absolutely tell. But I'm kind of on the side of, I don't really think we need this. And this feels gimmicky. It feels super gimmicky. Loki says, given that the last movie tanked, they logically shouldn't make any more. But then again, Warner Brothers. Facts. Warner Brothers is gonna Warner Brothers. It's not like they haven't had some good movies. I mean, the Dune movies have done very well for them. Very well. They've had some good ones. But they lost over $100 million on Matrix Resurrections. Hey, Polly. Polly from Latino Slant is here. Hello. Hola. Again, I told him earlier, I'm a quarter Mexican, so I only speak a quarter Spanish. My Spanish is really bad. um, yeah, Matrix Resurrection. Words are hard, kids. They're hard. They are. Matrix Resurrections tanked so bad, it lost Warner Brothers over $100 million, probably more considering marketing and everything. It wasn't good. David Zaslav has no idea what he's doing with this entertainment company. Come on. Everybody knows that. He's a real estate guy. David Zaslav is a real estate guy. He's just an investment guy. He doesn't know anything about entertainment at all. He only cares about that bottom line, and he tries to structure things like real estate. It just is not working. And the rumors have been going for years that he's going to end up chopping this thing up and selling it off for parts, selling Warner Brothers Discovery off for parts. He's tried to merge it with like Paramount. Thank God that didn't happen. Like Zaslav needs to keep his grubby fingers off my Star Trek, like for serial. don't touch that. But the rumor has been that if he doesn't get what he wants out of it, he's going to sell off. And he'll probably sell it off anyway because that's what investors do. Sell high, buy low. Pardon me. But everything's always up in the air until you get official announcements. Take everything with an absolute grain of salt because Hollywood is she fickle. She is fickle. What coffee are you guys drinking today? I've got like peppermint bark, and my boyfriend makes fun of me, says I'm too bougie. I like frou-frou coffee. I like frou-frou coffee. Loki says, I can say for certain that the gaming division is hemorrhaging money. It is. And there were some suggestions online when I posted about this that possibly Will Smith is doing a Matrix themed game. I don't know about that. I mean, that is possible. Anything's possible, but I wouldn't see Will Smith posting about it, like being super cryptic about it like that. I think he would have maybe done something stylized like the post he did, but flat out said, I'm gonna be in a Matrix video game. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Tell me all about it in the comments. This is for you, for us to talk, for us to have a discussion and stuff. But if they make it, that just might be it, man. That might really be the final nail in the Matrix coffin. And it should have just been buried and treasured years ago. They shouldn't have made Resurrections. Like, are you telling me that absolutely no one in the room looked at that script and the projection was like, this is not good? Not one person, not one was like, I don't think people are going to like this. This is coming off as cheap and lazy. Like, really? I mean, and Matrix isn't the only franchise that has suffered like this in the last few years. There is a serious creative drought going on in Hollywood. All they're doing is rebooting, rehashing, sequeling, prequeling, literally anything that made money in the past. And it's not what we want. That is absolutely not what we want. We want new stuff to fall in love with. It's just one of my biggest pet peeves in Hollywood right now is the rehashing of old ideas. There's a reason why it's not working today. Art is supposed to imitate life. And if you're rehashing things that were done 30, 40 years ago, of course it's not going to work right today. It's just not. Very rarely do things hold up and stay relevant today. It or stay relevant for 40, 50 years. That's extremely rare. Another reason that it's not working, I personally believe, is, you know, Mark Twain said, write what you know. And that's not to say that, well, we need to find someone who's actually lived in a machine ran simulation and then have them write about it. No, that's not what I mean. You can write about what you know in metaphor, but write what you know, man. Write what you understand. Do what you're good at, because forcing it comes out to exactly that. Hot garbage, man. Hot garbage. When you don't know what you're writing and you have no frame of reference, it's gonna be terrible. Will and Duchovny were in line to be Neo in the 90s from Latino Slant. Yes, I didn't know about David Duchovny. That would have been terrible. I'm glad they didn't go with David Duchovny. But yeah, they were both offered the role, I guess. Will was, I know that for sure, but I didn't know about David Duchovny. But it makes sense that they would offer it to him because he was Mr. Sci-Fi with the X-Files. Scare Scuttlebutt podcast. Wait, another Latino in the chat. I know. It's crazy. I got, but creative drought in Hollywood is just exhuming the bodies of our beloved franchises of the past and just dragging them through the streets because they can't think of anything else to write about, and that makes me just so absolutely sad. If I had the clout and the ability, I would totally be like, listen, I've got some ideas. Jot this down. But I have neither of those things. I wrote a book once. That was a thing I did. But screenwriting is a totally different beast. It's totally different and I hate it. I hate it. I hate screenwriting. I've tried it and I did an absolutely terrible job. Polly from the Latino Slant says David Duchovny was set, but schedule couldn't make it work as he was doing the X-Files movie. That would have been so weird. Don't you think? David Duchovny on David Duchovny in the role of Neo? That would have been so weird. I just and also David Duchovny kind of reminds me of my dad in a weird way, like his lack of a chin. Reminds me of my Faja. So, yeah, that would have been super weird. Keanu Reeves was born for that role. We should be so grateful that he took it and now knows kung fu. Because we have that now. But again, just let it be. Just let it be. That was ours, and you had to be there to experience it. It was a perfect encapsulation for the concerns and desires of the late 90s, early 2000s, and that's where it needs to stay. That was ours. When you keep taking this stuff and chopping it up and putting it back together and redoing it for this modern age, it just makes it less special. That's my opinion, but I feel like it just makes it less special. Just let it be where it belongs and come up with something else. If you want to make a movie with Will Smith about a dystopian machine-led future, do it. We have so many movies about that and we still can't get enough. We love that shit. We love it. Give us more, but give us new stuff. Give us new things, new ideas, new characters, New stories. Stop taking from our childhood and adolescence and youth and just, well, I can't think of anything today. So it's like, okay. So it's like when you can't think of what to make for dinner, like you're out of ideas. So you just grab leftovers and reheat it. It's never as good. It's never as good when it's been reheated in the microwave, right? It's just not. So why are we doing that with movies and TV shows? We're reheating leftovers in the microwave. And it's crap. It's absolute crap. And we need to stop doing that. Ely Zimmerman says, if I get this to pop up, actually, Leonardo DiCaprio was almost Neo. Was he? I've not heard this. He ultimately had to pass on the role. He continues to say, it's never been confirmed that Duchovny was offered the role. The Wachowskis considered him. See, I've never heard any of this. This is interesting. I wasn't like that crazy into the Matrix that I was researching stuff online. I saved that stuff for like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Battlestar Galactica. That's right, Ro. That's right. The reboot of Battlestar Galactica. I loved it. I loved it. It's one reboot I love. Uh. But yeah, I was always looking up that stuff. The Matrix, not so much. I watched all the animes and I love the concept. It is pure science fiction. It is pure, real science fiction. It's taking a technological and societal advancement and creating a cautionary tale from it. That's what science fiction is. And I friggin' love it. Well, Hyperspace Hero says, my kids prefer reheated spaghetti. Just say, well, maybe you should cook better food for your children that they don't understand. That maybe your kids have unrefined palates, Hyperspace. Did you think of that, Brown Squadron? Huh? Did you? Probably not. My kids don't know how good they have it. I'm just saying. I cook all the time, and sometimes I make really fancy stuff, and they're like, can I just have a can of chili? Ew. My boyfriend, too, is like, I'll just have a can of chili. So, would you like just some chemicals and salt in a bowl? Ugh. There you go. Enjoy. Gross. Hyperspace Hero says Battlestar Galactica reboot is superior to the original. Shots fired. The Scare of Scuttlebutt podcast is about to go berserk because he can't handle that. He can't handle it. He hates it. I've tried so many times to get him to actually sit down and watch it. Like, the writing is top tier. The production value is top tier. The acting, everything is top tier. Here we go. Dreaming Tabitha, day-old spaghetti with butter is amazing. Now, are we just talking about the noodles, the actual pasta? Because sign me up. Toss some butter, a little olive oil, a little bit of garlic, some basil. My salt base and basil. So good. Ely Zimmerman says Satan eats spaghetti, y'all. We've gone on to pasta. Backyard Tartar says, nope, original Battlestar Galactica is way better than the reboot. You know, agree to disagree. I love these kind of conversations. I do. I love that we love Battlestar Galactica. Let's just put it that way. Every one of us loves Battlestar Galactica. Which one we love? Doesn't matter. We're all still friends and we're not calling each other names. That's the important thing. Okay, hold on. Because now I'm going to jump on my soapbox real quick. Here's my big beef with the fandom these days. See, I grew up in a time when you really got made fun of and ostracized, excluded for liking comic books and comic book movies and stuff like that. That's how I grew up. Okay. You're not cool at all. And when I say not cool, I mean you were singled out and picked on mercilessly. You didn't have a whole lot of friends in school. The friends you did have were the friends that liked comic book stuff too. That was our safe haven. That fandom became a place for us to belong. We didn't fit in anywhere else. We did fit in within the fandom, and that became a refuge for us. We had debates. We discussed these characters and our different takes on them, but we didn't tell people to unalive themselves or to run and play in traffic and call them horrible names and pick on the the way they were born, like calling people names based on their disability, their sex, their race. We didn't do that. We didn't make personal immature attacks over that stuff. We just didn't. Because then where would we go? Where would we go if we didn't have the fandom? We wouldn't have had our friends. We wouldn't have had our own community. We wouldn't have fit in anywhere. We would have been loners, and that wasn't any fun. I mean, come on, humans are tribal people. Okay, that's just the simple fact of it. But once it went mainstream, and that happened in late 80s, early 90s. Once it went mainstream, well, I wouldn't say it went fully mainstream then. I think it was really the Marvel movies that did it. That's when it was really popular with the mainstream. Once that happened, you start getting all these new people into the fandom, into the community. And then the community itself becomes just like tribal warfare all the time. And you have really hateful, immature people making all these personal attacks against others for what? For a comic book movie? For cartoon characters? That's what you would threaten to physically harm someone over, is a made up cartoon character? Bro, what is the rest of your life like? That is concerning. That is a mental health issue right there. But it has torn the community apart, and the nerds, the ones that who have bled for this. And I mean, listen, if you are a preteen or teenager in school and you are getting picked on relentlessly and ostracized and singled out and excluded, if you're getting picked on for liking something like that and you continue to like it, that is love. That is love. That is integrity. That is being who you are. That's living your truth, as the kids say. And since it's become mainstream, kids don't have to go through that anymore. And that's a good thing. Okay? Kids shouldn't be picked on for liking Batman or Spider-Man. I mean, that's just stupid. But you I'm assuming that because they didn't have to go through this, that's what created this kind of superior vibe. I don't know. I'm don't know how to articulate everything I'm thinking right now. But my point is, the people that are like, how do I put this? I don't like the names Shill. I don't like the made up names like Shill and stuff like that. Picking on people for liking stuff. If you like something I don't like, good for you. I'm glad you have something that makes you happy. Everyone should have something that makes them happy. But I don't like those names because what it's doing is it's assuming that just because you like something, that company is paying you to like it. And then you have the YouTubers, content creators, podcasters that hate literally everything, and I mean violently hate it, because that's their demographic. That is what their algorithm is telling them gets them clicks and stuff. And it's really created this huge divide, this animosity. It's hard to tell who's legit and who is not. But if you pay attention, you'll be able to figure out who's legit, who's telling you how they really feel. And those people aren't going to have such a clear cut, oh, this is a hater channel, this is a shill channel. They're going to be harder to spot because the algorithm doesn't like that. They want you to pick a side. I'm very middle of the road. I like certain things, I dislike others, but I try to be honest about it. I don't know if I'm making sense at this point. What I'm saying is, this comic book community, when we were younger, was a safe haven. It was a home. It was where we belonged. And now we have so much division that's manufactured. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of manufactured division, and it just really breaks my heart, because that's not what this community was about in the first place. Loki says, how about when that is true, though? Like those pro rings of power and acolyte channels. I do agree with you on that. And that's kind of what I'm saying. I think a better way for me to put it is, I think the term, because this is why I don't like the term shill. I don't like made up names. I don't like names, period. The term gets used far too loosely. People are getting called shill just for genuinely liking something. Okay. Because there are people out there who have sold their soul. They have sold their soul for the ability to this I have to do this stupid puzzle thing on TikTok to be able to keep going. Okay. Yay, got it. All right. So there are several accounts, people, podcasters, content creators, that the studio sends them a bowl of ramen noodles and a blanket, and suddenly they're like, the Acolyte is the greatest thing I've ever seen. When no, that show was absolute trash. It was garbage. I maintain it was written by ChatGPT. It was so bad. Like there's so much bad about that show. Um, and people, Star Wars did the wrong thing in that situation, because one, they were buying reviews. That's what that is. That makes you a prostitute. When your character is for sale, that makes you a prostitute. So they were buying reviews. And not only were they buying reviews, but they were excluding people, fans, that weren't good enough fans for them. They started to follow and promote accounts on social media that were overwhelmingly glowing about the Acolyte. And that sent the wrong message to the rest of us. People started getting attacked, like threatened with physical violence, being docked for saying that they didn't care for the Acolyte. And that's not okay. Again, that's a mental health issue right there. That is a fictional world, like fictional characters, like Ben Affleck. Fictional characters. And you're threatening to attack people physically. That makes zero sense. But when you have sold your opinion, when your opinion is for sale, what integrity do you have after that? How are we supposed to trust you ever again? We can't trust a word you say. Just because someone gave you a little gift bag, you sold your character and your integrity. I mean, come off it. Where's the conviction? Where is it? Where is it? They just absolutely none. But yeah, they got free trips, got swag. And what about the fans? What about the fans and the creators that have been here for years? And I mean years, loving Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars since in utero. Okay. My parents were Star Wars fans. My parents were sci-fi fans, period. Loved it my entire life. I don't even remember the first time I saw Star Wars because it was ever present. You have people like me all over the internet, and they get zero attention from the Star Wars account or the big companies because they're not lying to them. They're not lying to them. They're giving constructive critiques, and that's not what they want. They send certain people boxes of stuff and plane tickets, and that's how they work. You also have to pay attention that marketing is not what it used to be because of the internet, because of social media. You should be clear on that, because of social media. What those big production studios do is diarrhea. Basically, diarrhea on the internet. They disturb some shit. They drop a little stomach flu onto the internet. People start fighting. Things explode. But all you know is that the Acolyte is trending. It drives numbers. It drives attention. It drives numbers. And that's how they get advertisers, investors, all that stuff. If they're talking about it, if you're arguing about it, if you don't like something, the absolute best thing you can do is just shut the up. Don't say a word about it. Don't type about it. Don't complain about it. Nothing. Because no matter what you're doing, if you're complaining about it, if you're loving it, you're giving them exactly what they want. You're keeping their name in the conversation. And that's how it works these days. You have no idea how much Disney has saved in advertising and marketing by dropping a little internet stomach flu onto social media accounts. I feel like we're in a bit of a dystopian age for movies and TV. Like it's hard to find, good quality stuff. But I promise you this. I may not be the smartest content creator out there, maybe not the most knowledgeable, the most articulate. We all know that I'm certainly not the most articulate. I may not be the most charismatic, but I promise you this. I will always tell you how I honestly feel about something. I will always be truthful about my opinion on any TV show, movie, what have you. No one has paid for me. No one's bought my opinion, and no one can. I can't help myself. I don't know how to shut up. So there you have it. And I think that's all I got for you guys today. Yeah, I think we all agree that possibly what the French test. Oh, I think I've lost my outro. I'm gonna have to find that. It was right there and now it's not. I have questions. I have questions, Mr. Mr. One Stream. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know which one works. Okay, that one did work. Yay. So, anywho, that's all I've pretty much got for you guys today on your recap of everything nerdy news, your daily dose of dork with Danny. I kind of love that. I kind of love that. Oh, Loki says you're authentic, which is the currency of the future. I am framing that shit because Loki doesn't ever agree with me or pay me compliments. So that is an accomplishment for me, sir. I'm framing that. Before you guys leave, before you go out the door, do me a huge favor. Give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, follow if you're new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy goodness. We are sponsored by shopapotheosis.com, Apotheosis Comics and Lounge in St. Louis, Missouri, my hometown. If you are in or around the St. Louis area, definitely check out Shop or Apotheosis Comics and Lounge. It's a comic book bar. Okay. It's a comic book bar with an arcade. They sell collectibles. They sell uh games. They sell every comic you could possibly imagine. But if you're not in or around the St. Louis area, don't panic. Okay. Don't panic. Just go to shopapotheosis.com/comics and everything is right there. You can get apparel, collectibles, comic books, games, and they have comic book subscription boxes. I swear to God. And they're so cool. I get the mega box. The stack of comics was like this, and I got extra goodies. I got enamel pins, button pins, stickers, like so many stickers. I ran out of places to put them. So much stuff. But if you don't know, like if you're new to comics or you just really can't decide what it is that you want, you can let the fanatics at shopapotheosis.com make a selection for you. Just they'll ask you a couple questions like other stuff that you like, kind of get your personality, and they will cultivate a collection of comics for you tailored specifically for you. And they really hit the nail on the head. I let them do that for me, and it was chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect. So if you would like to sign up for a comic book subscription, or maybe you want a cool t-shirt or some games, go to shopapotheosis.com/comics and you could use my code at checkout, comics and, for 10% off your entire purchase. It's a hell of a deal. They're a hell of a business. Highly, highly recommend. Check them out. I'm also sponsored by Zenny Optical. It's where I got these cute frames you see right here. And if you click my link, which I'll just tell TikTok, write this down. It's https://, okay, c.ca.io/2kds, capital Y, capital E, capital J. Did you get that? Did you get that? Okay. If you use that specific link, you will get 10% off your glasses at Zenny. And they have sunglasses, they have non-prescription, they have prescription. These are for computers. They are blue light blocking and they're non-reflective. So super handy, cut back on my headaches. Absolutely love it. You should definitely check them out. If you need that link later and you didn't write it down or you didn't screen cap it, whatever, if you go to my website, which is comicsand.squarespace.com, it's all there. Everything. Every link to all my social media, to my sponsors, a gallery that shows you my portfolio on special effects, makeup, beauty makeup, etc. My reviews, everything is at comicsand.squarespace.com. If you would like to help support the channel in a financial way, thank you. Thank you. Because I just had to pay like $20 more a month for my streaming software here, which I still can't use for TikTok. Okay. If you want to help out financially, it is more than appreciated. You get your name in the end of my credits. I'll give you a little shout out. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/comics and MUA, or there it is. Use the QR code right here above me on the screen. But comics or buymeacoffee.com/comics and MUA. You can tip me as little or as much as you like. And I also work there hard. I also have Cash App. That's $ DanielleSoncasie, SONCASIE. You can send me whatever you want there. But I also have merch stores. And I smacked my microphone. I hope you guys heard that. Yeah. Go to my merch store. Most popular merch store is my Etsy store. It's comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. I have brand new designs for Skeleton Crew, which is tonight. Happy Skeleton Crew Day. I have brand new designs inspired by Skeleton Crew, Dune Prophecy, and many others, from House of the Dragon to Superman, X-Men, you name it. I sometimes just get an idea. I want to make something about it, and I put it on my Etsy store. So definitely check that out. And there's a Redbubble store too. But honestly, everything that's on Redbubble is on Etsy. I don't really know why I have both. I don't. I also have a Patreon. Okay. I'm not monetized right now. So the only way to become a member of the channel is to go to Patreon, patreon.com/comics and that's it. Patreon.com/comics and I have 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. And that gets you behind the scenes, outtakes. You can ask me anything. You can request breakdowns. It's the only place you can request breakdowns from me. The only place I'll allow it, and early access to stuff. Uh, it's really hard for me to keep up with. I think it's 12 or 13 different social media platforms. It's just me doing all of this. Uh, so Patreon is kind of like a YouTube members kind of thing. So I'm not on there a whole bunch, but when I have something, it goes to Patreon. I do have an interview coming up with Stargate SG1 actor Corin Nemec. He played Jonas Quinn. And I've got some outtakes that will be exclusively on Patreon. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And if you're a member of my Patreon, your name automatically goes in the end credits of every video, and you get merch every 3 months for the first year. So please check that out if you are interested. I am a member of the illustrious Red 5 Network. We are a collection of nerdy sci-fi content creators and podcasters. We have so many different content creators. Backyard TARDIS is our newest member. Welcome, my brother. Um, we have so many podcasts about nerdy interests that if you don't find one that interests you, then you're boring. You don't have any interests because I mean we cover the gamut. So go to red5.bio.link to check out our Red 5 family of podcasts. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Oh, what's up, Speedy? Oh, thank you. Latino's like, great work, girl. Keep it going. People watch the videos here. Oh, thank you. Yes. Please watch the videos here. Please. I need that. And Speedy, I love you. I love that you showed up whenever. So means a lot to me. But I love you guys. I gotta get going. Keep an eye out today because I